Thanks, Kristen. A recent report released to the public details the strengths and weaknesses of the Holyoke Police Department.
And tonight we're getting answers on the audit results and why it was requested from a city councilor. Western Mass News reporter Paris Dunford joining us live with what she's learned. Paris.
Chris, Mary, I'm told the city council requested this audit be done about a year ago, hoping to gain some insight on how the Holyoke Police Department can improve.
A new report details the strengths, weaknesses, risks, and opportunities of the Holyoke Police Department. This audit was done by an out-of-state company, Municipal Resources Incorporated, and it was requested about a year ago by the Holyoke City Council.
We thought it's really important because it's such a big ticket item in our department, and it's also important for a department that has so much power and has so much money in it and spent on it that there's a lot of transparency, and that's what this audit seeks to achieve.
Councilor Kevin Jourdain tells Western Mass News the agency analyzed the police department for months. The results of their report was posted to the city website, and it reviews topics such as internal cultures, structure, staffing, and other policies. It resulted in some recommendations for the department, such as more training, bringing in civilians to perform jobs that don't require sworn officers, improving evidence storage practices, strengthening communication, and managing overtime. Other suggestions that stand out: separating from Massachusetts civil service. The report saying, quote, "The once viable system is now antiquated, cumbersome, and hinders the ability of Holyoke Police to cast a much wider net to attract viable candidates." And renegotiating collective bargaining agreements because, quote, "Over the years, the city has been generous with paid leave time for employees during negotiations. A strategy to reduce these obligations for newly hired personnel should be undertaken." Things Mayor Joshua Garcia say might be challenging. Garcia released a statement with his audit. It reads in part, quote, "The goal, as I need not say, is achieving incremental progress for improvement and doing so together." The report cites several areas where improvement, in some cases significant improvement, is needed, such as adequate staffing for patrol function. Police Chief David Pratt also released a statement accompanying the report. He says they've already taken steps towards some of the changes suggested, saying, quote, "Although it is often unrealistic to make large changes overnight, some of the areas outlined for improvement in the risk assessment had already been identified, and a plan has been put into place to rectify or improve them." Councilor Jourdain tells us the report will be presented at a public safety meeting on March 6th. The agency and police department will be there to answer councilors' questions.
This is not going to get solved in one meeting for sure. And then I think a lot of the takeaways might require ordinance changes, it might require rules changes. There's going to be a lot of details that come from this.
Now, again, that public safety meeting will be on March 6th, and then the full council will decide what to do moving forward with the audit's results. Reporting live in Holyoke, Paris Dunford for Western Mass News.
Thanks for that live report.